What's up everybody, it's Brent Lee, and in this video I'm going to talk about the latest patch that BioWare dropped for Anthem 1.0.4. Now this patch changed a lot of the issues we were having, made some fixes, and some quality of life changes. And the game notes are 13 pages long. Well, how do I know that? Well, I went onto their Reddit page, copied and pasted it into a Word document so I could print it out, read through it and make notes, and it was 13 pages long. Now I'm not going to drain every set of the notes here from the game patch, from the update, but I will highlight some of the important stuff, things that I found important, things that might be important to you. And then I'm going to discuss, is this the patch that we've been waiting for? Is this the one that's going to bring players back? And is it going to bring me back to the game? So, let's get into it. Alright, so a couple of the new features you can expect with the update is Legendary Missions and Elysian Chest. Now, the Legendary Missions are basically just replayable critical mission paths. It's set at a much higher difficult level. There's going to be one available per day. There's no limit on how many times you want to run it. And these missions offer a new challenge and require team coordination to achieve victory. And then the Elysian Chest, well, these chests are going to appear at the end of each stronghold. And in order to unlock them, you have to have a key. Well, you can get a key by completing daily challenges. And within these chests are going to be vanity items. There are 67 unique vanity unlocks available, including vinyls, victory poses, emotes, and arrivals. And it says here you will never get a duplicate vanity item. Now, this is their first version of the rule set for these chests, and they're looking for feedback on it. And the feedback has been vanity items, great, but how about dropping armor pieces instead? And I couldn't agree more. So next we got some loot changes, and it's probably not what you expect, but let's see what you think. Chests now have a chance to drop additional items and crafting materials in strongholds, free play, and missions. Apex creatures now have a chance to drop additional loot, similar to the change made to chest. So Apex creatures include the Ursix, Titans, Furies, the Ascari, and the Luminaries. On Grandmaster 1 difficulty and higher, Stronghold bosses will now drop more loot with a chance at additional masterwork and legendary items. And they made some PC changes here. They've added some NVIDIA highlights that include capture screenshots and gameplays automatically. The PC settings have changed, and they have now have DLSS support, and they've made some performance changes for gameplay that should help out with overall performance on your GPU and how this game looks. And one of my favorite features now is you can actually access the Forge via the main menu while you're in Fort Tarsis or at the launch bay. There's no longer a loading screen when entering the Forge, and I gotta say, this is probably one of my favorite features right now. Absolutely love it. And you'll also notice that when you go in to see your Javelin, that there's now like a little table of contents off to the right that shows your full loadout, so you actually don't have to go into HPs in your Javelin to see what your loadout is, which that's a great touch, nice little detail there. Alright, so let's talk about some of the bugs and issues that they fixed with this latest patch. So within like the Heart of Rage and Temple of the Scar, Tyrant Mine, there were like the fog walls that would pop up and prevent you from going in when other players entered another section. So that's been fixed now. So no more blocking access to that next section. They removed the fog walls, and also there was an exploit within Tyrant Mine that allowed you to get double loot, and that has been fixed. So no more exploit there. And they fixed the issues where strongholds were disappearing from the map, so that should not happen anymore either. And the respawn timer no longer resets after a revive attempt by another player is interrupted. And that's a good thing. I like that change, or that fix. Alright, so gear and abilities, they've fixed some text on several of the masterwork items that cause incorrect percent values for the ultimate charge. Just some text changes from, it said status and it should have said effect. Javelin components, they made some changes here to the Storm masterwork components. And also with Interceptor, the Masterwork for Ranger and Colossus. And for weapons, they fixed an error with the Thunderbolt. Ivinia's lightning damage wasn't scaling correctly for the Storm Javelin. And then within the javelins itself, they adjusted an error with secondary player damage scaling combo status effects. Ultimates melee were unequipped. Item slots were not identified correctly by damage scaling. Lots of other fixes there within the javelin. I think one of the biggest things is they fixed an issue where the amount of armor segments displayed on the player HUD was incorrect when compared to their actual armor values. This is only the UI half of the reported health bug problem. They fixed an issue where players could load into an expedition without having all of their inscription bonuses properly loaded, and this would result in various problems such as less shields, health, max ammo, etc. With on their javelin. So that has been fixed as well. And inscriptions, they made some changes to some of the text within inscriptions itself. So as part of our effort to improve inscriptions ease of use, all inscription values now have the plus or minus value at the beginning of the state line rather than after any text. For example, supply plus X% drop rate would now read as plus X% supply drop rate. So nothing big there, just kind of helps people understand what the value they're getting out of the inscription. And now they are also saying they have fixed a number of issues that could cause the game to crash. So I got played for maybe 4 hours combined on Tuesday and Wednesday night, and didn't have any crash issues, never had any issues at all with the system, so that's good to know. And they have made several buffs with all of the javelins, so from the Colossus, the Ranger, Interceptor, and the Storm. So we're seeing buffs ranging from going from 20% to 40%, cooldowns from 33% to 20%, and in some cases where you're doing extra damage, it would say he had a 40% extra damage, only lasted 5 seconds. They've increased that to the 10 seconds. So a lot of buffs across all of the javelins. I encourage you to go check that out. I'll put a link in the description below so you can go and read the full thing here. But yeah, this is a really good thing. Definitely felt more powerful on my javelin. I did everything was on just Grandmaster 1, as I'm still searching for Masterworks and Legendaries to go to GM 2 and 3. But Grandmaster 1 felt more like hard difficulty than what it did before. So definitely an improvement here on the javelins and their performance and their power abilities, and definitely seeing cooldowns reduced way lower than what they were. And the buffs are great. I like these changes. I think this is a great addition to the game. Hopefully it will help encourage people to change the difficulty level from what they're on. If you're on hard or Grandmaster 1, that you can make that step up to 2 so you can try to get some better drops. There's some brand new universal masterwork components with this patch. This is unique masterwork components. They only drop in Grandmasters 1, 2, and 3 difficulty levels, and you'll see here they have a Bloodlust, Acid Slugs, Giant Slayer, Focused Freeze, and Feedback Loop. So it's good to see that they're already adding a few new things in, even though we haven't gotten any new download content. But this is a good thing. It's a good direction for the game right now. I think it's much needed. Now I gotta say, when the patch dropped, I was at work, so I didn't get a chance to check it out right away, and I didn't jump right into the game when I got home either. I decided to go on and download the update notes and start reading through them, just kind of get an idea of what to expect. And then I took to Twitter to see what was the feedback, and of course it was very negative. People were talking about the loot rate drops. It sucks. Where's the loot? Where's the loot? I can't do this. I can't progress without my loot. I need my legendaries. It's the same old song and dance. And it was just flat out negative feedback. There wasn't any constructive criticism going on. And so once I actually got into the game, I did a legendary mission right off the bat. And it took me about 30 minutes to get through it. And the chest at the end, I got 2 Masterworks and a legendary. And I'm thinking, alright, loot drops aren't bad. This is good. Let's do it again. So I did it a second time. And this time, I got a couple Masterworks, no legendaries, and of course there's blues and purples dropping throughout the whole mission. So I ran it a third time, and on that third attempt I got 2 Masterworks to drop before the chest, and then once the chest opened I got another legendary and another Masterwork. So I don't have a problem with the loot rate the way it's dropping right now. I think it's in a really good spot. People are still going to complain. but that was only on Grandmaster level 1, so I think my Ranger Javelin's in a good spot where I can go up to GM2 and try something a little harder and go do some strongholds and test that out. But as of right now, I think this update is great. The game is in a really good spot now after this. There are some bugs with the keys, with the Elysian keys to open up that chest. And there's a fix in place. I'll post it up here on the screen. The EA Help Twitter site did post this. And if you want to take these steps and see if this works out for you, let me know in the comments below. All in all, I think this update is really good for Anthem. You know, the community is very hard to please right now. We've been through a lot. It's been some really rough patches with BioWare and the devs, and I think they're really trying. This update was huge. It really was. The quality of life changes they've made has made this game a lot more enjoyable. I enjoyed playing it the limited time that I had this week. Loot drops to me aren't that bad. I'd like to see legendaries increase in drop rate. I mean, that's what we're all after. I have some ideas that I think might help improve that, and I'm going to save that for another video later on. But yeah, get out there, check it out. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you're still seeing some bugs, some issues, give me a shout out. I'd like to see if we can't get that posted on Twitter to the devs. Maybe they're addressing it or whatnot. But anyway, that's going to do it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Until next time, I'll see you then.